Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought that we would have a look at two things. In the catalogue there are these mini pizza boxes already done, finished for you to literally just put together. They're called mini paper pumpkin boxes. All the details to get them will be below in a link. And you get 10 of them. So if I take one out, I can show you what they look like. So they are really quite thick and sturdy. And you've got one side which is shiny, which is food safe, so you can put any form of food from cookies to muffins to whatever you want in there. And the other side is nice so that you can stamp on it. You've got little lugs here that you take out. This piece folds in and they all fold together really nicely. So what I thought was, as there's 10 of them, I thought it would be quite fun to do 10 different projects over the next probably 10 weeks. Different ideas of how you can decorate and what you can do with them. So some of them will have, like the one we're going to do today, will have our little notelets in. Now, Whisper White note cards and envelopes. You get 20 in a pack and they are perfect size. They're already scored, ready to go with matching envelopes, and those we are going to be using for the first one and probably some of the others later on. So if you want to sort of follow on, what I suggest is that you can get all the products from me, and you can then make 10 different boxes with the run up to Christmas and the holidays, or for present giving season. It's perfect. So this is what we are going to be doing. Now, the first one, because it's the first one that I made, I have already made it, and I thought I would tell you some of the snags and pitfalls in making it. So I have used, there's my box which is decorated. I have used the paper from the lovely, this paper, which is the Gilded Autumn Speciality Designer Series paper. There's some lovely patterns in here, and one side is metallic with various different metallic patterns on in coppers and golds and different colours, and the other side is plain. So I chose this one. Now, when I measured it and put the pieces on, you will notice that along here, it's a little bit rough. Okay, you can probably see it better on here. Now, the reason from that is because I thought, let's take my bone folder and let's burnish it. If you do that, and let me open this bit, what will happen is that you will get, it will slightly crack. So don't burnish it when you fold it. That's my first big tip. I also put my paper on afterwards, and I've put my paper just on the top and on the side pieces. Because you're not going to see the bottom, I thought I wouldn't put it on the bottom, and I didn't put it along those sides because, again, those sides go in and this little piece tucks in, so you don't really need to have your sides on. Okay, so the measurements for cutting down your designer series paper, this is 5.5 by 3 3/4. If you want a little border, just take 1/8 of an inch off. Then the side is 5.5 by 1 inch, and again just take 1/8 of an inch off if you want a little border. And your end piece is, says me, I think it's 3 and, yes it is, it's 3 3/4 by 1 inch, and again take 1/8 of an inch off, or 1/4 of an inch, depending what size border you want. So you need one of the 5.5 by 3 3/4 for the top. You then need 1, 2 pieces which are the 5.5 by 1 inch for the sides, and then you need 2 pieces which is 3 3/4 by 1 inch for the other side. And as I say, I've taken 1/8 of an inch off because I didn't want it to come right up to the side. Okay, so that's the box done, and as I say, it opens really easily, and you've got your inside piece, which you can see your note cards and envelopes will fit in there perfectly. So I've done that to start off with because the decorating is going to be the important thing. So once we've got this done, and as I say, because I burnished mine, my first one, as I say, has got some little crack pieces on. So what I did was I just sponged round the whole of the area with mint macaron, which is the coordinating colour. Okay, so decorating this box, what I've taken is the stitched, I'm going to do this because we're going to do a card as well, which is why I did the box first. I've taken the stitched labels and the largest one of those, because that is going to go on the centre like that, because I think that makes a perfect. I've done 2 because we're going to do 1 on the card as well. Then I've taken the coordinating, so Forever Fern, which coordinates with or matches this paper beautifully, and the coordinating dies with this, which are, let me just grab them because I've got them on the other side. Whoops, I'm just dropping one off. So the coordinating dies are the Forever Flourishing dies. So this set, as I've said before, I've done a few things with it, but I will use it again and again and again, because you can cut out your shapes, which I've already done. I've done a few, which I'll show you. But you can also cut out a couple of really lovely flourishes. So if you buy it as a bundle, you get 10% off. And like everything, the quality is amazing. It is an investment, but once you've got it, you can use it again and again and again, and for any time of the year. So we're going to be using it right up until Christmas, with some Christmas ideas for this one as well. So that's the coordinating set that goes together. So it's Forever Flourishing dies and Forever Fern, and you buy it as a bundle. So Forever Fern Bundle, you get 10% off. Okay, so I have already stamped out some of these and die cut them out with the coordinating dies, because there's coordinating dies for all of these. Okay, so I can put that to one side, because as I say, if I was doing all of that stamping, it would take far too long. We're going to be using 2 different types of ribbon. This I absolutely adore. It is the metallic mesh ribbon, and it's in the Halloween section of the mini catalogue. However, it is just beautiful. It's lovely and it's lacy, and it's just, as I say, I absolutely adore it. I think it's just beautiful. So we're going to start with this, and I need to cut a piece which is just about like that, so I can then take it in on the side over the top, because what I want is, I could have some of it sticking out, but I think I'm going to have it just so that it wraps round on here. No, I'm not. I'm going to have it so that it goes, so we need it just a little bit shorter on there, don't we? So it's going to be about, let's take it to there, it's going to be about 5 and 5.5 inches. So we'll have a piece of that which is going to go on top of here. Okay, so I'm lining that first. The nice thing with it as well is that you can actually sort of pull it and stretch it, so you can get it to literally just go behind something. So, you know, it is quite sort of flexible to use as sort of all sorts of things. I just really love it because it adds just a little bit of extra sparkle in there, and you get loads of it, as always. Okay, so we are going to take I've got some pieces. So I've got some of this ribbon, which is it's in the Gilded Autumn suite, and you get the mint macaron and you get the copper. So you get them together, which is quite nice. So I'm going to have a piece of that probably down at the bottom somewhere. I've stamped the Live and Laughter Forever After in mint macaron, and I've given an 1/8 of an inch border around it. So it measures with the border is 3 1/4 by 7/8 of an inch. So that's with the border. So as I say, just cut yourself a little 1/8 of an inch border around there, and that's going to go at the bottom. Then I've taken one of the lovely pieces here, and that's going to go in the center. So let's start putting some of this together. I'm going to do it all with dimensionals, so I need to get some dimensionals out. Let me get my box with my dimensionals in. My dimensionals and all of the lovely embellishments and things that I keep together. So let's find some dimensionals. Okay, I'm going to use the larger ones because I think that they will work better this time. So let's just put that on there. Okay, so we're going to put this down, and it's all going to go up with dimensionals because it's something that's going to be gifted and not going to be posted. So I can go quite heavy on my layers. Put that one in the middle. Okay, so this is going to be just completely plain. We don't need anything on it. It's literally so that if we put the die cuts directly onto the designer series paper or the pattern paper, they wouldn't stand out very well. So I thought that I would do them like this. So I'm going to have this in on the center like that. Then we are going to place this in over the top and just lay it, because we don't need any glue on it because it is going to stand up with the dimensionals and things that we're putting on. Ooh, I will need some minis, I think, for these ones. Let me grab my pot and see if I've got some minis out. If not, I'll have to go into my case and have a look. These ones minis. No, those are big ones as well. I should have some minis out somewhere. Maybe not. No, maybe I've used all my minis at the moment. Okay, we'll have to do a little bit of cutting down then for these ones. So let me take this. The good thing is that you have little bits at the side that you can use. So what I need to do on here is to just cut these little bits down, and then we can use them for putting the minis on. So cut just some little strips. Oops. Okay, so we don't need a huge amount on them. We just need enough to, if I cut that through, come on. Always get little bits in that don't go where you want them, so we'll have one in on the top. I really should have cut some minis out, shouldn't I? I'm faffing about with these little tiny bits here, but with a bit of luck we should get them out. So have another one in the centre on there. And this one can go in on here. As I So you don't need a huge amount of them, just enough to sort of give you a little bit of stability. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a little bit of wet glue just across the center of this, just in like little, because those bits are all going to be covered up, and then I can just literally attach this to it so that it just sticks down a little bit. Okay, then we can take this one and put this in on over the top, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue down in on here again to just hold that ribbon in a bit. So have I taken these pieces off? No. And I've used the metallics for this, so this is going to come in on the center like that, so that can then hold some of that ribbon in. Doesn't matter about the bottom bit because that's going to be die cut on. Then we're going to have one of these tucked in underneath, and again, because that's a larger space, I can use my larger dimensionals in on here. So I have one on there, and we'll just have one in the middle. So we can stick one of these one side. I'm putting the metallic in the center, and then I'm going to have this the other side, and I'm just going to tuck it in underneath and then put that down. Okay, so we've got that on there and we've got that on there, and then on this one as well, I think I might have needed another little bit of what's it on there, but it should be all right. So we'll put one in on there, and we'll have one which I might have to cut down. Will it fit? Might do. Might do. I love the fact that they are octagonal, so you can normally get them in so that they fit quite nicely. So, and we'll put this one in on the other side. I've stamped those in. That one is in the soft sea foam. This one is in the mint macaron. So again, we can put that in on there. Then I'm going to put the sentiment in. Like that, and I want the ribbon to just go in. Do I want that right at the bottom, or do I want that? We'll have it running in like that. So I need to get the this is a Stampin' Seal Plus, which should just, they're very good for putting ribbon on because it then holds it firmly in place. So this is the mint macaron ribbon, so we're going to put that in just, I think, so it covers a little bit of the bottom up. Okay, so that's the ribbon going in over the top like that. Then this is going to go in over the top. So we've got lots of sort of layers and things going on. So this is going to go just in over the top like that. So you've then got all your layers and things coming through with that lovely silver in on the back. And if you wanted to, I don't think I'm going to, but I've just got, which I've got to do for Christmas things, wonderful gems, which are really pretty because they've got glitter inside them. So I could just put a couple of, in fact I am, let's have a little play with a couple of these, and I think that that will probably just about finish it off, because these ones have got gold in them little gold speckledy bits. So let's see if I can get these out. Yes, you see you've got gold in there, so I could just put those up on there. I don't think I am actually on these ones, but you could add some extra twinklies if you wanted to. Okay, so that's the outside of our box done. I need to just lift that one up a bit actually. That's better because that's just popped it down a little too much. But you've got that lovely, lovely silver coming through from the back. Little bit of ribbon at the bottom as well, and it just makes for a very pretty box. Now for doing the card inside. So this one we're going to fill with cards. I'm only going to show you one, but I'm going to show you several ideas with it. So let me just see where I put it. Okay, right, so these are the notelets, and you've got an envelope which you can decorate if you want to. And we've got the note cards. Now, what I've done is, so far, in fact, that's probably the only thing I've done, is I have taken a piece of the coordinating, the same designer series paper from that sheet. And this measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And that will then literally just sit in on the centre. So I have tried to line these up. That's better. So that's going to go just there like that. So let's get my wet glue and we'll put this on. So these are going to be really simple, easy cards to do, which will all coordinate. And as I say, you can then give them as a little gift for the holidays or for a present or whatever. Now we want it facing upwards, don't we, or facing down? I think that's right. So I have done this to give it a 1/4 inch border. So let's just pop that in like that. So that's a 1/4 inch border on there. Then I've taken another one of these stitch labels, and this again is the largest one, and we're going to put that straight in over the top. Now this time I'm going to glue it, so because it's going to go on the card and we might be sending cards out, you don't want too many layers, because if you get too many layers it goes into the next layer on the postage, and postage is getting more and more expensive, so we need to keep things down as much as we can. Now it will just come over the edge, so line it up as best as you can in the center, but then you've just got the lovely piece of designer series paper peeping through. Now, different ways of doing it. You could put just one of those in on the center, and that could be one card. Put whatever sentiment you want. So as I say, die cut one of the large ones, pop that in. You can put, and these are some of the shapes, so you can have one of those with maybe one of those the other side, and then put so this one soft sea foam, this one mint macaron, this one in Highland heather. So you can put that in the front like that. You can then take a little piece of ribbon to just go in across on the bottom. You could take a little piece of this that we've had that you could make into just like a little bow, just sort of twist it, put that in on the bottom. You can put a sentiment in on the bottom, however you want to do on that. So that's another way of doing it. So I would suggest die cutting a whole pile of these. So we've got that way, we've got that way. We've got, you could put a leaf coming in one direction and a leaf coming down in the other direction. And then you can put your sentiment across the center. Now I've got one cut out in a pastely pink from the other day, but you know, you could put that in across on the center. Again, add some ribbon or something behind it, or a bow. That will give you another idea. You can take these little tiny ones. So these are all the different leaves in here. This one's quite a pretty one. So again, put 2 of the leaves next to each other and have one of these coming out in the center. So that will give you another idea. And again, just stamp out whatever. Let me have a look and see if I've got any little die cuts in or sentiments in here that might work. I've started doing a few bits for Christmas. But for example, you could put, instead of having that I've stuck on there, you could put one of these ones on in the center. So you could build that up in layers, take that in a different color, add some of these on. So literally play around with your cards, with your ideas, and, you know, come up with whatever you want. You can see in here a few little sneak peeks of things that are coming later on. I was just seeing if I've got any sentiments cut out. I don't think I've, apart from this very big one, which again, if you wanted to, you could do. It's going to be a little bit, but you could do a, you know, sentiment across and then tuck your leaves and things coming in from outside of here and just building it up that way. So I'm just sort of trying to give you ideas of how you can, you know, how you can add things to your cards to make lots of little card ideas. And you can fit a series of 6 of these. Let's just take that out. Okay, so if I put that there, open our little box up again. Cards fit in perfectly. You can fit 6 cards very easily in there. You can then put a little message or whatever on there if you wanted to, but you have a really rather beautiful little box. And there's 9 more to go. So I'm going to do the next one from scratch because I think we're going to put something different inside. I'm not sure. So join me again and we will be doing 10 different styles of box with 10 different ideas for you from now until Christmas, because again you can give them as little presents and things over the holiday season if you want to. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and stay well and be kind. Bye bye.